We are live because I am going to be giving some predictions for December. December is going to be a big month and we need to talk about it. This live is going to be a little bit shorter because I'm literally just going to focus on beginning, middle, and end of the month. And it's going to be an overall kind of prediction, what I'm seeing. We're going to talk about the energies, the frequencies, what specifically is changing. And then I'm going to give predictions for all of the 12 signs. If you are, I might draw cards, I'm not sure yet. If you're here for the first time, or if you've never been in one of my lives, I want to get to know you, where you're from. Drop where you're from, and also let me know what your sign is. You can let me know your sun sign, rising sign, moon sign. Maybe you're connecting a lot to your Venus, Mars, whatever you want to let me know. I'm all ears. And also, how is this month going for you? Hey, Beyond the Gate, how are you? Welcome, welcome. We're going to dive right into it. December, a month that basically is going to be all about setting the stage for 2024. That is when we're going to be understanding a lot about where we personally want to take 2024. Why is that? Because our energy is going to go a little bit into this space of trying to figure out what it is that we want to get out of 2024. What is it that we're, where we're stuck, where we want to basically move the energy. We're going into mutable fire energy. So we are going to be focusing on how to move ourselves out of situations that we're quite tired about, but also we have been thinking differently. We are going to be believing about our life and our circumstance a little bit differently. And so 2024 is going to be a year of big decisions. I did already a live about this, so you can go back and kind of watch it. And I did give predictions for all of the 12 signs. Hey, Emma. And so December is going to be one of those months where there is an energy change that's coming through. And then the second half of the month is going to be a rush towards 2024. The time is going to speed up even faster, okay? Let's talk about the beginning of December. The beginning of December is going to be a time where we are ready to take action, okay? Many of us are going to be busy. It's going to be a busy time, especially first week in December. We're kind of getting out of this period where there was not a whole lot of maybe clarity. We're getting into clarity, okay? First week. If you have been struggling after the eclipses with frantic energy, with busy energy, this is going to be busy energy again. However, there is clarity, okay? So if you've been in this place where you haven't been able to see straight, the beginning of the month is going to be very much about gaining clarity on what you want to take action on. So this is going to be huge, okay, the beginning of the month. If you want to get out of stuck energy, you have to get up, you have to get going. You need to make sure that you are taking action on the things that you're clearly seeing. And it's going to come in, hi Sam, it's going to come in these waves, okay? So when things come to you, when insights come to you, it's time for you to deal with the insight that you're getting and then making it real. Mutable fire energy is beautiful for that, okay? That's why we love Sagittarius energy, because Sagittarius energy, it is big, it's bold, it's brave. And we have to get into action in order to make things happen, especially the first half of December. It is a beautiful energy to enjoy yourself in the action of things versus thinking about it, holding back, not knowing how to move your energy forward. This is going to be key, okay? Things are going to come to you through your dreams. Things are going to come to you through your thoughts, especially in the moments when you're like, let's say cleaning. Let's say you are going to be in a store and you are trying to focus on things that are in front of you. And in those moments, thoughts come in and you start to see something so clear. You have an insight, you have an understanding, and there is sort of a flash of inspiration that comes through. You want to ride that wave in the first section, first chapter of December. It's going to be a brilliant time for you to start embracing this frantic energy and turning it into, okay, I understand what I've been going through. I don't know about you, but many of us in the last couple of weeks, we have been fried. I don't know about you, but I know in my life and some of the people that I've been talking to, the energy has picked up a lot. Like, there's been a lot happening, a lot of frantic energy, a lot of thoughts, a lot of ideas, a lot of conversations, and things have been going fast, and it's been hard to kind of keep up. But we are in the in-between energy before we're entering 2024. And of course, the beginning of 2024, we are going to have a review period. There is going to be a Mercury retrograde that is going to unfold. So everything that's happening right now is inviting us to trust. And that is going to be the middle part of December. The middle part of December is going to be an energy that is all about trusting the unknown efforts that you're putting through, the unknown of where life is taking you. You have already heard this a lot, right? However, many things we cycle through over and over again, many patterns that we have, we go through them over and over again so we can become stronger in those patterns. So this pattern of trusting into the unknown is coming back right in the middle of December. It's going to be a time where many of us will start to understand that you can't go into situations in your life with the same mindset. You have to go into it with a different mindset. And that is going to be key. You have to have a fresh mind and a beginner's mind, because if you don't have that, things are always going to seem like the world is working against you. And that is going to be the epiphany and the astrology of the middle of December. You will also see a lot of people that have had previous arguments start to come together, and they might even find a middle ground. It's an opportunity for relationships that have been going through arguments, relationships that have been going through a difficult time, for them to either truly come together or grow apart. So there is another wave and another sort of observation that'll come through in your own life or even in other people's lives, that there's an opportunity, a window to mend a relationship, or you decide that even after you had this conversation, you are now clear on where the relationship stands. That is going to be the middle of December. We have to have an immense amount of trust, and we need to know that things are different, and accepting that things are different, that is going to be huge. Because when you do, things become a little bit more at ease, you know? And I think a lot of us are looking for that right now. A lot of us are looking for the ease in the middle of this big energy wave that we're in, the big transition that we're in, because 2024 is such a big year with such strong energies that December is a preparation month. Now, what happens at the very end of December? The end of December, the end of this year, the energy that we're moving into is the one of watch and wait. So your efforts go in, you have to watch and you have to wait of what is going to be unfolding. So if you have been reaching out to someone, if you have been applying for something, if you've been wanting certain things in your life to unfold in a particular way, and you've put in the effort and you're trying to figure out where it's going, the end of December, not a whole lot of answers are coming through, but it's also going to be a period where you will come to a point where you will have to either accept that you have put the best effort in, and now you're going to have to wait a little bit. So I would say that the last 2 to 3 weeks are moving us into this time of the very beginning of 2024, that we are in the place where we don't know what's going to come back to us through the efforts and the actions that we have initiated. So just know that if something isn't happening, it just doesn't mean it's no or a closed door. It just simply means that we have to wait and we have to sort of take the lead in certain areas of our life. We have to become a bit softer and less angry. So a lot of these types of thoughts will come up at the very end of December. We are to trust. Many of you might find that you will come into practices of prayer. You might come into more practices of meditation, things that are softer in nature, okay? Or even connecting to nature towards the end of 2023, because I was about to say 2024, because we're in this period where we're sort of like not knowing exactly where to aim, but yet there is this feeling that something new is on the horizon in many different aspects, in many different ways. The energy will feel different. So it's a time to just receive in different ways, okay? From your relationships, from your conversations. Try to lean into the unknown. That is the best advice that I have towards the end of the month. What are some of the challenges in December? The challenge is time, because we are in a very busy period astrologically. There is going to be a lot of emphasis on trying to get things done, trying to get ahead of it. There is sort of this rush. We feel like we need a rush. We feel like we need to be first. Some of you will rush because you don't know how things are going to unfold. So there's a part of you that wants to get to a particular goal, a particular, end result, a particular thing first before somebody else. So there is a little bit of this challenge to be able to trust into the time that you're moving into. So a part of you is going to feel like, okay, well, I can't wait. I need to rush. So taking time, okay, time out for yourself, time out with your family, time out for all these things. That is the biggest challenge here. Trusting that life has some kind of support is going to be another challenge, okay? I think that's going to be the biggest thing for December overall, is that we feel like, can I really trust the life that I'm in right now? Can I trust this chapter that I'm in right now? Because a lot of us are used to waiting for something to happen that is not going to go in our favor. We're very triggered. There's a lot of self-judgment. We have been moving through it. And now there is an invitation to lessen that self-judgment, to lessen sort of this idea that life is always going to go against us. But we also have to learn how to be patient, and we have to learn how to just lean into unknown periods. And I don't know about you, but many of us are not good at this, because we're living in a world where we're instantly wanting to see the result. We're instantly wanting things to go in a particular way. And if they don't go in a particular way, guess what? Then we don't want to put up with it. But for certain outcomes and certain paths and certain things to unfold in your life, you have to become patient, especially during this time. And that is what I'm seeing is going to be the biggest sort of message here. We do have full moons that are happening at 20 degrees. 20 degrees is very spiritual in nature. It is all about faith, and it's about having faith in the partnerships that you're in. It's about having faith with the people that you are, around, the people that are around you, the life that you're living, the people that are basically part of your life. There is this question that comes back around internally, as well as some of the conversations about the good life, living the good life, having faith, trusting that everything is really great the way that it is right now, and that it can get greater. These are the types of things that we are going to be inclined to move towards. Now, the other thing that I'm seeing is that many of us are going to be in this place where we might also feel lonely. Sometimes that number 20, if you just take a look at like the downsides of it, because full moons and new moons, it depends on the energy. It depends on how they get hit up, right? 20, the number 20, the numerology of it, there can be a sense of loneliness because we can't trust something outside of ourselves. It has to be an emotional trust and faith. And we have to protect ourselves in what it is that we're believing in, what it is that we're feeling. And so there can be this feeling of, I feel lonely in this journey or in this particular chapter of my life. So these are some of the things that we might be moving through. Okay. If you are here in the chat with me live, let me know where you're tuning in from. And yeah, we're going to go through all of the 12 zodiac signs for December. But first, I have to drink something. I always get thirsty when I'm giving predictions. And I found something new that I really, really like. I don't know if anybody has ever tried this before. It is absolutely delicious. It's sparkling water, basically flavored with lavender and cucumber, and it's just really good. Anybody else out there? Hi from Paris. Oh my gosh. It's been years since the last time I was in Paris. So, hi. I'm in Florida, so let me know where you guys are from. And what's your sign, by the way? Mac, is it Claire? Mac, Claire. So maybe your first name is Claire. What is your zodiac sign? And do you practice astrology? You might be an astrologer yourself, so let me know. It's kind of dark in my office. I hope you guys can see me clearly. But it's kind of like yucky weather right now in Florida. You are an Aries, and that is the first sign that I'm going to be giving predictions for. You don't practice. Okay, that's cool. Sometimes, I find that people come to astrology because they're just really curious to get to know themselves more. And truly, it is a practice of self-awareness. So let's see, what are we going to discuss for all of the 12 signs? We are going to be taking a look at what does the month feel like overall, and what are some of the focuses for the month ahead. Let's just go through all of the 12 signs. So Aries, December is a time of healing. December is a time for you to pay attention to all of your emotions, okay? Which I think a part of you is going to feel surprised that December is going to actually unfold this way. You will be more inclined to take care of yourself. You want to take care of yourself. You really want to take care of yourself emotionally. But a part of you also may feel like you want to connect to people more. A part of you might feel a little bit more generous during the month of December. Not that you're not generous already, but a part of you might feel like, okay, it's time for me to kind of really pay attention to some of the people that I feel like I need to spend more time with. And December becomes a very holistic and wholesome month for you. Because a part of you will feel coming into December, you've been putting out a lot of energy. There's been a lot of energy that you have been, working on. And you also feel maybe exhausted by some of the changes that the people in your life have gone through. So you might be connected to people that have gone through quite a bit. And a part of you kind of experiences that sort of like, I don't want to say secondary trauma, because that's a heavy word, but a part of you feels like, okay, well, like that person went through a lot and I kind of feel like I went through that with them. And so you're trying to bring a restoration. You're trying to make yourself feel better. And that is the major focus and the major feel and the vibes for you guys in December. Now, there is a nagging situation that you have been dealing with that I think you don't particularly know how to solve it, but the point that you're getting to is there's actually nothing to solve other than accepting the situation for what it is. And that is going to be the most important focus to kind of give yourself a mindset reset. All right. The mindset focus is here. Can you really do something about it? No, not at this time. Some things are not in your control, and that's what it's going to feel like. It's not going to be in your control. Towards the very end of the month, you're receiving some great news that is going to boost your morale. And then the first week of January feels like a fresh restart, truly a fresh restart for you. That is what I'm seeing for Aries. And then for Taurus, this is going to be a time where it's powerful change. Okay, Taurus? It's powerful change that you don't expect. I think just because a part of you felt like, you were in this marathon. For many of you, this is going to be true for your work. I see for many of the Tauruses, it's almost like a passion project or something you're extremely passionate about. All of your hard work is going to start to kind of pay off in December. You're going to feel that even though there's more work that you need to put in, you're starting to see the evidence via money, the evidence via clients that come through, the evidence via physical sort of, products, or if it's not money, it might be products. It might be, if you're running your own company, it might also be productivity, the increase of productivity that is going to come through, and it's going to make you feel good. It's going to give you this boost and actually this inspiration to get into things even more. Nothing can stop you. That's the feel, especially the second half of December. Okay, so that's sort of like the feel that I'm getting for you, the frequency and something to focus on. So December turns out to be one of those months where it's going to not only boost your productivity and your morale and kind of motivate you, but you're going to see the evidence, which is so important to you. And that is what is going to show most importantly here in December. You cannot fear growing too fast. This is a fear that is going to come up. If you're owning a company, if you're working on increasing productivity, if you're looking to kind of promote your life in a particular way, you can't shy away from growing too fast. I think a lot of you will be going through that fear. Am I going to be able to handle all of this? Because maybe previously in the past, something came and proved to you that you can't grow too fast, and there's a fear attached to it, and that is something you're going to have to let go of. Okay, so moving on to Gemini. Gemini, you are moving into a very nice time, whether it's romantically or whether it's like you taking care of yourself in a whole new way. The vibes are quite, I don't want to say nostalgic, but it might be for some of you. For some of you, the vibes are going to be nostalgia. The vibes are going to be dreamy, romantic. It's a very, it's like a softer period, because some of you might actually are moving into a time where you're connecting to your relationship in a brand new way. There is a new sort of love that is unfolding, the love for the life that you are living, maybe with your partner, maybe the love for your life in where you have moved to. A lot of new sort of feelings are coming up, and a deepening of your love for your life, for yourself, and the people in your life are coming in. At the same time as you're moving into it, you can't help it. A part of you feels like, can I really trust this? Can I really lean into what's unfolding in my life? You know, a part of you is like, can I really be this happy? And that is really funny, because should you be really asking this question, and is that the right question to ask? That is going to be something that I think you're going to be working out mid to end of December. Can you really be happy? Why is it that this question is coming up? Do you have a part of you that is not used to this kind of, acceptance that your life can feel this good? What is that all about? These are some of the things that are coming up, and they can even come up through partnerships or people that are asking you in your partnerships, in your relationships, in the connections that you have. People might ask you, why do you have this fear of living a life where things actually do work out without some other thing that you need to solve, without some other problem that you need to solve? Maybe the next level looks a whole lot different. And there is sort of this energy here that I'm seeing for many of you towards the end of the month, especially the way that your astrology is going to be, that your beliefs about your life have to change, and the beliefs that you have about yourself have to change, and how you ultimately trust in your outlook on life. That is a big thing that is going to be changing, and it starts in December, which is a very big deal. Okay. Now moving on to Cancer. Cancer, you are going through a very interesting situation right now. I think many of you have been backing off from a particular lifestyle routine that you've had, and you have dived into a new lifestyle routine, and a part of you feels like, okay, well, was this the right move? Was this the right move for myself? And I think that you're going to see that it was, because you are waiting on particular news, or you're waiting on a particular conversation or someone that plays a huge role in giving you the results for something, okay? You're waiting to hear back from a person, and what they're going to say to you is going to be really interesting, and it's going to change the course of your life. It's going to change the course in which you are going to be handling 2024. It sets you up on a completely brand new path that I don't think that you expected. I just almost feel like because you are cardinal water, okay? Cardinal signs very often have this outlook on life where they can't sometimes see the bigger picture. But this is the month where you're going to see the bigger picture. This is the month where you're going to be like, the next year of my life is going to be really all about this. This is the major energy. I think that kind of shocks your system a little bit, but it wakes you up. It wakes you up. You're going to get obsessed with this new big picture that is being presented to you. You're going to get obsessed. A part of you is going to feel like, I'm ready to take this on. And you're going to go back and forth a little bit until you can accept this new energy that your life is turning into a brand new chapter. For some of you, it's going to be a closure of an old book and a new book is opening up. Okay, so there is good news that you're going to receive, but again, it's going to be different than what you anticipated, and there's a plot twist, but it works out. It works out in your favor. The thing is to accept this new path. That is going to be key for many of you. Okay, let's move on to Leo. Wow. Leo, I feel like for many of you, we've been talking about this. When Saturn moved into your 8th house, your entire outlook on how you share yourself with somebody else has changed. How you trust, how you commit, what is really important inside of deep subjects like loyalty, trust, how you share your money, what needs to be basically shared is the whole definition of that is in a transition period. The whole definition of that is changing. And because that has been changing, you have been going through a lot. You've been going through deep things that you didn't maybe expect that you were going to go through. What are those things? People sharing their deepest, darkest things with you. You sharing some of the emotions that are coming up at this time that you may have not expected. For example, some of the fears that may have come up over the last couple of months is, am I going to make it? Am I going to make it financially? Am I going to make it productivity wise? Am I going to make it as far as like this promotion that I want, or this new sort of idea and a dream that is unfolding in my mind about my life? What is that going to look like? Am I going to make it? And I think that this was a valid question, because now you come into December and you're going to start to realize that it all depends on where your heart is at. It all depends on what you're ready to change and what you're not ready to change. This whole entire thing that you have been going through is about you realizing that you must accept this change, and then you must be ready to initiate the change, the next big bold move. And that clear picture is coming, and it's coming at the end of December. The focus on whether you're going to keep your business, the focus on whether you're going to stay where you're at, the focus on whether you should be moving, the focus on whether you should be changing your job, and what you need to do in order to get there. And there is a very particular sacrifice that you're going to have to go through. Okay, that sacrifice is at first going to feel scary, but it's going to make so much sense, and You're working through it. You're meditating on it. You're contemplating on it. Take the time that you need in order to make the best decision. But I know many of you, you are great decision makers. So you are going to make the best decision. And that is basically what 2024 is going to be all about. It's the initiation of this new chapter of your life that will involve you moving towards the next big, bold step, whether that's in your job, your career, money, whatever it is, signing contracts, all of these things, okay? So that's what I'm seeing for Leo. Now, moving into Virgo. I know many of you have been going through it. There's a part of you that feels like that maybe you are in the wrong chapter. Maybe you have done something that you are regretting, or there is like nuances from the past that are coming back, but it's not. Really what it's about is you understanding that this is a huge growth period for you. You have to learn about yourself in a different way. You have to accept certain things about yourself. You have to accept pushing certain things out into the world about yourself that you have never learned how to go about. You may have never learned how to be assertive about it. You have never learned maybe how to really stand up for yourself in certain subjects because a part of you felt like, you can deal with this thing in the background. But that is over, okay? For a lot of the Virgos, that's like kind of over and you are feeling it. And so December is proof of that. December is proof that you are going to be in a lot of amazing conversations, okay? The conversations that you're having with people are going to give you proof that you are in a very powerful place in your life. And every conversation that you're going to go in and out of in December is going to show you, okay, what life you're leaving behind, what pattern that was keeping you in dark places. That pattern that you're leaving behind is going to be so crystal clear. Like, I can't say this enough, Virgo, like it's time for you to be out there in the world. And that is just what that is, okay? Huge celebration at the end of the month, huge victory, lot of success, okay? Stuff that you have poured your energy into. A lot of that energy is going to come back. But there is something here you have to stick to. You have to continue working on. It's a project that is very important to you. If you don't continue working on it, guess what? Then it loses like that momentum and then you get aggravated about it. You have to like ramp the energy back up and you don't want to do that. And that is sort of the epiphany that is coming through at the beginning and also in the middle of December. So super important to pay attention to that, but overall a very big month for many of you. Moving on to Libra. Libra, you have had a vision. You've been holding on to this vision. A lot of you are very good with visualizing, with manifesting. You are cardinal air. You can really hold that vision. Things are coming easy to you in the form of image. And what's happening this month is that there is a particular wish that you've had, and that wish is coming through. There is this conversation, the phone call, the text message, what you wanted, that wish is coming through. A lot of you are going to be even more obsessed with another new addition to this vision that you have. And a lot of it has to do with your career, okay? A lot of it has to do with also a particular contribution that you want to focus on when it comes to your career, when it comes to what you believe about your career, when it comes to these types of things, okay? So it's a very good month. The thing that you need to keep in mind is that you are in this place where you're learning how to not doubt the good things that are coming to you. There's something about that. A part of you is like doubting, is this good stuff that's happening to me really like real? Is this sustainable, or is something going to happen and take it away? Is it? Do you really believe that? It might have been in the past, but this is an opportunity for a new pattern, and it is a new pattern. It is a new chapter. So what do you need to do in order to change your mindset in all of that? That is coming to you as well, the opportunity to shift that around. Very, very nice month. So somebody said, oh, G. Francisca said, Merhaba. Aylin, teşekkür for your live stream. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for saying that. Absolutely. Where, obviously, do you live in Turkey or do you live in a different country? I want to know. Let me know. If you're still in the live chat, let me know. You know, when I go back home and I speak several languages, but when I go back home and I start like talking in German or Turkish, I sometimes forget the words because I've been in the United States for so long now. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I like forgot the word about all of that. So it's crazy. Give me some hearts if you are feeling some of this energy. Maybe we haven't talked about your sign yet, but are you feeling some of this energy? I want to know. All right, we're going to move on to Scorpio. Scorpio, this month is showing you that it's time for you to revamp the energy in certain relationships, okay? Maybe a part of you feels like you have been too harsh in a certain relationship. Maybe a part of you feels like you have been too harsh on yourself. You have been sort of in this place where you've been over things. And maybe some of you also feel like it's time for you to end a relationship. But you're going to be clear about it. A part of you feels like that something has to end so that you can have a new beginning. But ultimately, it is about love. And it's about loving yourself, your situation, in your life more. And it's going to be really that simple. Honestly, because I feel like many of you are going to be in this place where you can weigh out somebody else's truth. You can weigh out your truth. And a part of you was like, well, I kind of see their point as well. You didn't maybe know what to do about it because you felt not ready to pull certain like decisions or to pull the trigger on certain things. Okay. So now it is time to do that. At least that is the vibe for many of you for December, is that you're going to feel like, okay, I really have to let go, because a situation, a circumstance, or a certain frequency and vibe in your relationships is going to feel so heavy that you're going to be over it and you're going to want to move on from it. And that is the vibe. And the moment that you do, what happens is that this energy that is coming through is going to show you many, many things that you didn't know about, okay? Stuff that, or behaviors in the other person that you didn't expect are going to come forth. This has to do with relationships, okay? Has to do with relationships. It has to do with you freeing yourself from situations that feel too heavy. And then people who ultimately don't have your back, this is something that is going to come up that you didn't expect, but it's something that comes up fast and you're letting it go. And you're realizing that what was a red flag, okay? That is key. There's something that was a red flag and you're realizing that. And I think a part of you is making sense of a complex relationship dynamic. There's a lot that I said here, but I really feel like this month is going to be, it's going to be one of those months where you're going to liberate yourself, you know, and change happens. And then you're going to start 2024 fresh. Now, if you're not in a relationship, you might be ending certain patterns, certain lifestyle patterns, might have to do with somebody at work, things that just don't work out for you. And it has a lot to do with what it is that you're attracting at this time and why you're drawn to certain situations and certain people. That is going to be sort of the key, because a part of you is trying to fix something. I don't know what it is, but you're trying to fix something in another person, the situation, circumstance. And that is going to be like your epiphany that you can't be doing that anymore. Okay. Moving on to Sagittarius. Okay. A new stage. Happy birthday to all the Sagittariuses out there. This is a new stage. This is you basically resetting your faith in everything that you're doing. Okay. Having faith in the process, resetting everything that you're doing. A part of you is going to feel, again, what I said in the beginning of this live, December is going to feel like, are my efforts going anywhere? Are my efforts ever going anywhere? And the thing is that a lot of that is going to come up in the beginning of December. And just know that your effort is going somewhere, because you're going to start to see that your effort and the hard work that you're paying off, something is going to come back. Now, let's say you were trying to, sell something more, or you were trying to get a particular outcome with family dynamics, or you were trying to, whatever it is that you've been focusing on. And it's going to be different for all the Sagittariuses, okay? Because there is so many different focuses that you guys had in different chapters, different areas of your life. So part of you is going to feel like you may have to, kind of be cautious in a way in which you're, moving forward, because this might be the second or third attempt at something. And the answer is that you actually don't, because if you just quiet your mind for a moment, you're going to see what it is that causes all that confusion or the doubt, or you feeling like that your effort is not going to go anywhere. So pay attention to what that is. Pay attention to right now. Everything you need to know is right now. It's not in the future. It's not even in the past. Pay attention to the people in front of you. Pay attention to how you are doing things the moment you wake up until you go to bed. Pay attention to conversations. Everything you need is in this very moment. It's not somewhere in the past or in the future. And I think that is going to be the thing that's going to stick out to you the most, the vibes of December. Okay. Capricorn. Big things are happening. And why are they happening? There's a particular situation or a person that has really, really disappointed you. And it was kind of like a stab in the back, honestly. Like, it has not been a really nice situation. It's time to part. And that is the biggest message I have for you. It's time to part from this person, from the circumstance, from anybody who doesn't understand and align with your values. There's nothing you can do about it, because only time is going to show how right you were. Only time is going to show how much of what you were saying were warnings to all of them. They just chose not to listen to it, and there's nothing you can do about that. Unfortunately, that is the time that we're in right now. You're learning from the past, trying to argue with people who want to not listen is key. Trying to wake somebody up who is pretending to be asleep is a waste of your time. And that is what this is going to be all about. You got to let it go. You have to let it go. You have to move on, and you have to focus on the real things that bring real results and real change. And that is going to be the biggest aspect for you in December. Aquarius, interesting. This is a time of you believing in your abilities, okay? Not that you don't believe in your abilities, but because you have been sort of attacked for your abilities, attacked for what it is that you can bring to the plate, the skill sets that you have, people also being maybe just super ugly in the way in which they didn't want you to have that freedom maybe to put out a side about you that is very creative, very passion filled. Sometimes people get jealous, they get threatened, and they try to take you down, and that is just how that goes. And a little bit of that flavor has happened. So what is happening this month is that it's a huge transformation of releasing even more negativity, okay? And it's going to come with a situation where you're going to be given an opportunity to dive into your passions, okay? Maybe even diving into a new group of people or a new scenery where you will meet new people, you will be working with new people, and it's going to feel really nice. Like, it's going to be one of those things where I feel like many of you are going to welcome this energy and you didn't even know how much you needed it. So it's a huge time for that. It's also a time for many of you in relationships. If you're single, there's definitely new action happening there, meeting a new person, going out onto dates. Dates are going to be amazing. There's a lot of passion, a lot of energy there. You're really going to like what it is that you're, what it is that you are doing, the energy that you're sharing. If you are in a relationship already, if you're married, if you're committed to somebody, you're going to find that there is really a new focus for your relationship that is coming through, and you're kind of turning old things that were negative into something that's no longer valid, no longer important, and both of you are going to be able to move on. And many of you, I have to say, you have to focus on how you nourish yourself during this month a lot. The stuff that you're eating is going to be super important. You have to really focus on that. But it's like a joint effort. It's not just you, it's also somebody else that is kind of in relationship dynamics. There's something there that you're going to be doing as a joint effort that I'm seeing for many of you is going to pay off in the long run. Pisces, luck is on your side in December, okay? Many things you didn't expect are going to be unfolding. This is also going to give you exactly what you needed. For some of you, it's going to be money. For some of you, it's going to be recognition. It is going to be exactly stuff that you needed, okay? It is on your side. Many of you have been stuck in a particular sort of frequency, a particular vibe, a particular energy. You have been sort of there for a while. You had to work really hard, try to get yourself out of that situation. And this month proves that you are turning the chapter into this, new beautiful aspect of your life. And I think the biggest fear that comes up here is that, is this going to be enough? Something about, is this going to be enough? Am I going to commit to something that I can't sustain? Or you fear that this new opportunity or this new recognition, it becomes like a new expectation of other people. Something like this is coming up. You got to work through your fears, okay? Because when you're working through your fears, you're going to be able to let go and really trust. And that is something that I feel like you have not done lately, okay? Looking at your chart, also knowing your astrology, it's something you haven't done lately. And so it's going to be really important for you to trust yourself. It's going to be really important for you to dive back into that trust and to do all those things that are super important that have to do with feeling like that, hi Steph, feeling like that you are really living your life from this place that feels like you again. But it's not just you, it's also you feeling like that your life is connected to everything around you. It's a vibe, okay? Things feel good. There's a harmony to what it is that you're doing. And I think that has been missing. And you're kind of being guided to go back into that. A lot of this is going to start to make more sense. A particular dream that might come up also towards the end of the month that is going to give you the exact remedy, the exact sort of insight to a particular issue that is connected to somebody in your life where you have been worried about this person. You may have been worried about how things were going to unfold. And through this dream, you're getting the answer. Through this dream, you are going to know, you're going to wake up the next morning. It'll be on your mind. You will not be able to get this thing off of your mind. And I think it's going to be worth really paying attention to. So that is something that I'm seeing for Pisces, okay? Really, really good month. Very powerful month. And new energy is reloading here for many of you. So that's what I've got, everybody, for the month of December. Make sure you go back and watch the beginning of it where I'm discussing basically the energies for this month. I love you guys. I am going to be dropping Black Friday sales on my readings, and make sure that you look out for that. And I'm going to see you back here